gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
And things tonight with new details on the investigation into a series of street takeovers. A 25-year-old now arrested in connection with those dangerous meetups from a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, Cleveland police making the announcement earlier this afternoon.
Gabby Hart is at the police headquarters where the chief of police addressed the public and sent a stern message.
Well, we're in Cleveland, Ohio, and one of the least likely places you would think this is happening. You know, we usually see it in New York, we see it in Cali, we see it in Chicago, other major liberal cities, but now it is in Cleveland, Ohio. You have these street takeovers that are very dangerous, causing chaos in the streets, people doing donuts at intersections, and it's just extremely reckless, extremely disrespectful to other drivers on the road. And people have completely lost it, and we have complete and utter lawlessness in the streets, and these street takeovers are a reflection of that.
Yeah, really a clear message coming out of that press conference, and that message is if you were involved in any of these street takeovers that have caused chaos on Cleveland streets, well, you should be expecting to hear from police.
The investigation's not over, so we're still actively, we have a lot of people that are identified, and we're looking at what those charges are. So if you actively participated, you may have a knock on your door at one point, and you're going to be held accountable to those actions.
Strong words from Cleveland Police Chief Dorothy Todd, making it clear that those lawless street takeovers won't be tolerated.
So, you know, we're getting stern words, but they're already happening, and they're probably going to increase. You know, there was street takeovers in Atlanta, and Mayor Andre Dickens tried to kind of do the same thing, and it ended up just, you know, happening again. So we get a lot of stern words from Democrats, and nothing ever really ends up happening, and people are not deterred from this behavior ultimately.
On Tuesday, the Street Takeover Task Force arrested a 25-year-old man who they believe is the person behind the wheel of this car doing donuts around a police cruiser. He thought he got away, but he is now facing serious charges. This is the third arrest connected to those chaotic September street racing incidents, and Chief Todd assuring us it won't be the last. Street takeovers are a problem across the country, including other parts of Ohio. Columbus police just arrested nearly 200 people that were involved in a takeover there.
Why so many arrests there, so few here?
So if you look at the operation that they conducted, it was a little bit different than, you know, what we did here. They had that information a couple weeks ahead of time.
Turns out Cleveland police actually tipped Columbus police off. They uncovered the takeover happening there while they were investigating potential incidents here at home. And keep in mind, there's a new law that...
So the Columbus police took care of their criminals, but the Cleveland police did not. So you see a huge difference in the way that they are handing out the law just by city. So much chaos can happen, and these people are crossing into different cities and jurisdictions and confusing the officers. So it's just, man, it's really tough to crack down on this unless you really are setting examples.
That goes into effect next week that not only cracks down on street racing in the state of Ohio, but it also cracks down on the bystanders. In downtown Cleveland, I'm Gabby Hart, 19 News.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
New tonight, we are hearing from the family of a man shot and killed in Garfield Heights last week. Our Mitty Hicks sat down with the family and has more on their emotional plea.
Well, Russ, there wasn't a dry eye in the room as we sat down with the family of Jose Ervin Jr. The family is trying to wrap their heads around this senseless killing and says it's time for the people responsible to come forward.
And they took my baby for nothing. They took my baby for nothing.
So, another black man murdered in the streets. Something that we see far too often. Something that we've been highlighting and speaking on this channel for quite some time. And I think it's very important to point out what's led up to this. We've had the defund the police movement. We've just had turmoil amongst black men in the community. And this, unfortunately, is a result. We don't see people trying to resolve these conflicts. We don't see people trying to come to a compromise, and arguments spring out. And obviously this was over nothing. You can hear the mother's cries. And it just seems like there is a certain level of immaturity that has presented itself in the community that we have not been able to grow out of. And you have grown men who are participating in the crash out culture, the op culture, and it's getting sickening at this point.
They took my baby for nothing.
It's been a week since the lives of Jose Ervin Jr.'s family changed forever. Never in a million years did they think they would be answering the door for Garfield Heights police, telling them their loved one was shot and killed.
Him being gone the way he left here, it's been real hard.
Irvin was his parents' only son, the only brother to his 4 sisters. They all describe him as thoughtful, caring, always putting himself before others.
He was everything to me. When I would go to work, he would walk me to the bus stop and he would tell me, "Mommy, I love you so much."
Irvin was shot and killed near a Dunkin' Donuts in Garfield Heights. While police haven't released any details about the suspect, the family tells 3 News they believe this all happened because Irvin asked 2 women he knew for a cigarette before a man with the women shot him.
Wow. So the brother asked these women for a cigarette. The man with the women, I guess he got jealous. He maybe thought bro was trying to hit on them, and he was shot and killed. Now, obviously, my question is, why are you out at 2 a.m. trying to bum one off somebody, and you got a wife and kids at home? That is a little concerning. But when you start to see the pictures of this brother, he definitely looks like a street ninja. He looks like he was like that. He looks like he was, about that life. And man, it's just, it's unfortunate that he ended up passing away and being murdered.
Irvin's family now wants everyone involved to turn themselves into the police.
We want justice. We want the guy to turn himself in.
Most people know Irvin for this picture. It went viral a little more than a year ago because he shares a birthday with his wife and twins. It's now a day they will never celebrate with him again, along with his unborn child.
It's been hell. It has, because it's like my worst nightmare came to reality. This is my biggest fear, and I'm forced to live in it. Now the family has set up a GoFundMe for Jose's wife and now 3 children. We haven't heard back from Garfield police just yet on where they are in the investigation, but in the meantime,
The family plans to have a candlelight vigil next Thursday with the local nonprofit working to end gun violence, Russ.
All right, Mitty Hicks in the newsroom. Thank you.
Everybody, and thanks for joining us tonight. I am Tracy Carlos. A man shot and killed in Garfield Heights early yesterday morning. Today, his family talking to News 5's Jeff Lev Coolidge about him. This isn't the first time Jose Ervin has been on News 5. Last August, he and his family were featured in a story that got national attention. But now, sadly, they are talking for a much sadder reason.
The family of Jose Ervin Jr. wants his killer to turn himself in. On News 5's Jeff Lev Coolidge. It began here at this Garfield Heights Shell station, and it ended over at that Dunkin' Donuts, where Ervin Jr. lost his life.
My son was begging. My son was saying, don't do this, don't kill me, man. And they did it anyway.
It's an emotional time for the family of Jose Ervin Jr. His mom, Rhonda, alluding to this surveillance video obtained by News 5 that captured her son's murder, gunned down as he ran from the Shell gas station to the Dunkin' Donuts across the street.
When I got to the hospital, they told me I couldn't see my brother. They had already identified him, and they did not want us to see him like that.
His family says Jose was well known in Garfield Heights.
He used to go to the police station just to hang out with them. And they knew him very well. One person that knew him very well that broke down crying in my arms, Detective Patrick from Garfield Heights Police Station. He said as soon as he saw him, he knew who he was. And
So obviously this brother's face rang bells in the city. You can see his wife there and his children. That's a very sad story. And it started off as a unique one that could have grown into something fruitful, but staying in the community is dangerous. Let's keep it a buck. Staying in the community is dangerous. You're gonna have haters. You're gonna have people who don't want to see you shine. You're gonna have people who don't want to see you get out the hood. You're gonna have people who don't want to see you get rich. You're gonna have people who don't want to see you on TV no more because they knew you as something else, and now you're known as something else, and they hate that. They envy that. And you're gonna have people in the community who don't want you to live because of that jealousy. These super gremlins are on demon time.
they tried to save him.
No matter what, anybody that knows Jose, they know all he wanted to do was have fun. He brought everybody together, whether you liked each other or not.
But Friday morning, there was a disagreement. Whatever it was over, Chloe says her brother wasn't a threat to anyone.
You see him ordering at the counter. What do you order, a Snapple? Something regular? And tried to walk away. I just don't understand.
And now, with Jose gone, an entire family is broken.
He was awesome.
His mom, Rhonda, says he was the glue who kept everyone on task.
I know Jose. I know him. He would tell me, Mommy, you okay? And you will be okay.
And he leaves behind his wife, Sierra, whom we met last year in the hospital when the couple gave birth to twins, mom, dad, and babies, all born on the same day, making national headlines. The couple was about to move into a brand new home.
We just got married in June. We didn't even get to be married for 6 months without somebody feeling like they have a right to still a life. We are not God. We don't have that right.
Yeah, but these ninjas definitely, they definitely moving like that, and they are inflicting their version of street justice onto the black community, and you've got a whole family devastated. It's just sad overall, but it is, and it has become the norm because this is the culture that we glorify and lift up. And it's really sick. I wish we could be a more peaceful people, but it doesn't seem like that's coming around the corner anytime soon.
And he's never going to get to meet his baby. His baby is never going to get to meet him.
His father, Jose Sr., has a message for his son's killer.
I just want to tell the guy, whoever you is, and we know who you is,
to turn yourself in. You see what you've done to my family?
The family has started a GoFundMe page for his family. Sunday at 3 o'clock, there will be a balloon release in his honor. In Garfield Heights, I'm News 5's Jeff Left Coolidge.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Anywhere.
So it is what it is.